thing on? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Testing, testing. Is this thing on? Testing. Okay, so my webcam decided not to work. So that's a shame, but I think it's on now. I think it's working. That was almost a disaster. Luckily, it wasn't, but it was almost a disaster. That was like the biggest, like, almost disaster thing that's ever happened in my streaming career. But fortunately it was not a disaster. It could have been significantly worse, but it was not a disaster. It was just really bad. So now it's working. It is functioning to my understanding. So I think I'm okay. But no one saw anything. No one knows what's going on. I don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. No one knows what's going on. So as long as we can just move on, that would be great, and we can hopefully do a live show. So, no one knows what happened. No idea. Everyone's good. Again, could have been a lot worse, but it was pretty bad. But anyway, it's all good, folks. We good. All right. This is just me in the morning getting ready, and my webcam decides not to function. So, it happens. It's all good. Anyway, as long as we can move on, and as long as we can continue, no, not even gonna play that game, Catherine. I'm not even gonna play that game. That's not a game I'm willing to play, not even for a second, not even as a comedian, not gonna play that game. It's not happening. So, no one knows, everyone knows, don't mention it again, thank you. Anyway, you didn't see anything, we're all good. I woke up like 10 minutes ago, so, it happens. Yeah, that's my fucking roommate. Like, I can text him, to ask him to not have the fucking music on. But I mean, no. Feel free to, like, DM me your potential guesses. But, like, again, none of that's not happening. We're just gonna continue on like nothing happened. So I got a show here, folks. We got a show. It's here. And we got a show here. So, wow. That was pretty scary. Anyway, I had Lion playing. Lion? Anyway, this is episode 1263 of Above It All. I am ready to stream. Where's Mila? Mila had a scoop for me. And now Mila's gone. Jeffrey, I cannot possibly make it any clearer how much I am not kidding when I say, that's not happening. So, I'm like, again, there is no joking. There is no, like, haha, the streamer's being funny. I'm not being funny. It was almost a disaster, but my webcam saved me. Like, the specific frame that it froze on was better than what it could have been, so that's pretty good. But anyway, we're going. Mila, you got a scoop for me. Give me the scoop. So I heard this is something that I've been made privy to, some information that I've been made privy to. But I heard the author of Canceling Comedians While the World Burns is canceling a comedian for being too mean. So, I don't quite know exactly what that's about. And I hope that that's not true. I hope that these are unfounded, unfair rumors. And I hope that they're not true. But, I'm not joking. Like, I will literally not for a second hesitate to permanently ban anyone from the stream that is not listening to me when I am going full tanky right now. But I'm like, I will not hesitate for a second permanently banning you from everything that I run. and not liking you for the rest of my life. We're not even playing that game. Anyway, sorry if I'm so discombobulated. Anyway, so we are here. This is Above It All, 1263. So we're going to be doing a protest recap. We'll be getting into some internet drama, potentially. And I've got some, like, actual news. Like, like, there's a thing out there that exists called news, and it does exist. And so I could cover the news. And that's what I'm going to do at some point. Yeah, so at some point we're going to be putting the news on. Again, my new setup here, I guess my webcam did not work in the pre-selected USB port, but again, it could have been a lot worse. I'm thankful for the world that I live in, because it really, very much so, could have been a lot worse. But we're good. Everything is fine. All right. Let's see. I got some news. So, while Mila gets the clip ready, because it's not ready yet, let me get into some very interesting news that I saw over the last, I guess this is what, 2-3 days ago? I don't know, but this is pretty funny. So, Tucker Carlson is at it again, folks, in his crusade against cathode ray televisions. I think that's what it is. In his crusade, he has decided to go just full on, I guess that there's a term for this. I think it's Orwellian. Anyway, let's read, or let's listen.
But it's everywhere. How widespread is it? Well, we can't really be sure until we finally get cameras in the classroom as we put them on the chests of police officers, until we finally get a civilian review board in every town in America to oversee the people teaching your children, forming their minds. And let's hope we get both of those very soon. But until we do, we can't know exactly how widespread this is. But it's everywhere.
Okay. So, Tucker Carlson in this clip is advocating for putting cameras in classrooms. Now, I just want to say, I'm going to be honest. Do I necessarily have a problem with that? I mean, okay, so again, I'm telling you what I think. Schools are one of the biggest reasons why we live in the world that we live in today. The school system. Did you know that there's only like 8% or some shit? What is the statistic? Someone look it up for me. It's like 8% of high school seniors know what the Civil War was fought over. There was something like 20% of high school graduates could name a single concentration camp during the Holocaust. Right? So schools, as they are right now, are horrible. They're horrible. They're disgusting and they're evil. But guess what? Good thing we ran this experiment last year during the pandemic, which is still going on. We had classrooms virtually, right? We had cameras in the classrooms because the classrooms were the cameras. And we ran this experiment, and we saw just how horrible our school system was. But it's not because they taught things like critical race theory. It's because the fucking education system is a disaster. Teachers are underpaid. They don't get plans. They don't get chances to make lesson plans. They couldn't possibly adapt to the changing atmosphere of the pandemic, right? School children, especially like, in virtual classrooms, were not really interested in learning because the learning process in schools in America sucks. Everything about the education system sucks. And here's the thing with critical race theory. What this is it is the actual attempt to say, you know what? Schools in America suck. They're garbage. But guess what? You know what? We're going to try to make them a little bit less bad. And that's the problem with Tucker Carlson's reaction. He wants cameras in classrooms because now, all of a sudden, people are actually paying attention to what we've been teaching our kids. Again, something like 10% of high school seniors can't tell you what the Civil War was about. 20% of high school graduates who can't name a single concentration camp during the Holocaust. If that's not indicative of a failed system, I don't know what is. But again, the critical race theory hysteria is because these people have been winning the war of lacking, of not having education in the young ones. That's the war that they're winning. That is a huge win for the right wing and the Republicans, for 90% of high school seniors to think that the Civil War was about states' rights or heritage or culture. That's a huge win, right? And so again, critical race theory is trying to say, you know what? America sucks, and our kids are kind of not being taught that, so let's teach them a little bit about how bad America is. And then now you've got this giant backlash. And again, we've already ran this experiment of cameras in the classrooms. It was a disaster. It didn't work. It won't work. And guess what? You know what isn't working? The school system as a whole. We need to pay our teachers more money. We need to rethink education. We need to rethink testing. We need to rethink the curriculum, because this shit is out of control. So I just wanted to talk about that because it was a little bit of a disaster clip. How are y'all feeling today? I'm performing a vibe diagnostic. Someone tell me the vibes. Has Mila gotten the clip yet? Mila's clip is about the author of Canceling Comedians While the World Burns, canceling a comedian. And I need the clip. Like, I'm down to, like, cover this, but, like, I need that clip. I need it. Mila's working on it, folks. Mila's working on it. All right, let's get into the protest recap. Woo, Nelly. All right. So check this out, folks. Yesterday was, if I'm counting correctly, day 79 of protests in the city of Elizabeth City and the county of Pasquotank County. And when we got to the protest, this is what we saw. So what we have is a Souls to the Polls bus that we've been using for protest activities with having supplies and, you know, moving people around. Someone tagged an All Lives Matter sticker on our protest bus. We saw that when we came in. Someone pointed it out and was like, is that? Who put that there? And then we all looked at it and we're like, right? So that's no good. That's really bad for you. And so one of the things that was really funny was, you know, I don't even know if I should make this public, but I'm going to anyway because it was hilarious. We had a moment where the bus, someone left the air conditioner on overnight and the battery for the bus broke or like turned off, so we had to jump the bus. That was really funny. So shout outs to unknown individuals who drive the bus and didn't do it properly. Good job, folks. You're doing a great job. We love you. But again, we keep us safe. You know, we had some extra cars. We jumped that shit and it was ready to roll. It was all good. So again, yesterday, was a tropical storm. So, it was like a hurricane, tropical storm, something. Elsa was running through Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And so we did a small but noticeable car route going through some neighborhoods. And I was the only one chanting. So I was doing, like, you know, the microphone thing by myself. Check this out, folks.
No racist!
Okay, that's me. That's me letting I let the old ladies in the bus have their fun as well. All right, let's go.
Bandits! They lied! They lied! The murder was
So I tried my best. I was solo. They let that happen. This is one of the problems when you're the only one who actually believes in I'm just joking. But again, I was left as the solo chanter. Everyone else was afraid of the storm. They were like, I don't want to go out and protest today because it's going to rain. There's a tropical storm. And so my bitch ass is like, all right, give me two megaphones. I got this. So I was chanting with 2 megaphones for a little bit, but that, you know, that hurts my arms. And so we went in. It was raining like a motherfucker. And so by the time that we were getting ready to leave, it was like really starting to pour. But I'm glad we went out there. I'm glad we did it. Again, we only had like around 10 people because people were afraid of the rain and all that kind of stuff. But what are you going to do? Sometimes someone needs to be out there. And again, that's the position I put myself in. I'm out there. I was out there. I was doing some stuff. And it was pretty good. We got another good shot of the bus as well, real quick. So this is the little shot of the bus when I was in another car going home. I got this nice shot with the rain on the window. As you can see, there's the bus going home with the flag sticking out. Unfortunately, God was not on my side here. Would not make the breeze to the point where the Black Lives Matter flag was very easily displayed. It was really funny because the Black Lives Matter flag almost flew out the window at one point. When Elsa's like windstorm started, it like literally was like someone had to grab it from inside and pull it back in. It was actually pretty interesting. But again, I got home right as the storm was getting pretty bad. It was overall a good experience. I was very satisfied with the protest and how it went. Here's another shot of the bus. From the back, you know, it's hard to see, but you know, whatever. I tried my best. Not everyone can get golden shots. But again, day 79, I think, if I'm doing my math correctly, today was day 79. We've been going for now, as of today, 80 days, that it will be today, and that's a big milestone. Day 100 is fast approaching. And in fact, if I do my math correctly, we'll be at day 100 by the end of the month. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so that's basically it. There was a tropical storm. We went through some of the neighborhoods, and I was trying to be as loud as possible as one person, but there was a point where I just got a little tired, and we held it down. Tropical storm, snow, you know, rain, you know, hurricanes, whatever. We'll hold it down. I'll hold it down. We got this. And is the bus to incite people to vote? Initiate? Yes. What we do is we like to do voter registration, as well. So, and the bus was it's a Souls to the Polls bus that people use to take people to the voting booths on election day and early voting. But the person who has it is giving it to the protest group. They're also a member of they're a participant. It's not like they're sitting atop and saying, "I will give you my button." No, they're a participant as well. But you know, we use it for supplies mostly. And yeah, that's it. Pretty good stuff. And it was very rainy out, and the flag almost flew out the window. So what do you need? Okay, so what's going on, Mila? Mila, do you have the clip? There's an emergency meeting? Where's the emergency meeting? Look. Where am I looking? Folks, I have breaking news. I have checked my Twitter DMs, and there is no clip from Mila to be found. Hey, Torrentile Rage. Torrentile Rage, how do you feel about, according to reports, the author of the book Canceling Comedians While the World Burns has canceled a comedian for, quote, being mean? How do you feel about this? Yeah, just send a link in the timestamp, Mila. Oh yeah, today's Friday. Yo, today is Friday? Wow. Okay. Which comedian? Me? Ben Burgess has been saying he would debate me to he might debate me to, you know, there's no reason not to debate me to I probably won't debate to you're a little mean but we'll still have a conversation in Twitter DMs to you're a little mean so let's debate and let's hash it out to I apologize. I literally apologized to this motherfucker. I said sorry, you know, I was just being a little wacky. You know, I didn't mean any personal offense. And I apologized to Ben Burgess. in a Twitter DM. I'm not going to show the Twitter DM, of course, because that violates my code of ethics, but...
8. Look at me. Don't read
Oh my god. 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 Okay. 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 Okay.
your adversary. When you debate, look at me. Don't read the chat room. You've debated self-avowed fascists. I mean, there are people out there who are pretty much...
Okay, so where's the question start?
Let me get control of the next 10 minutes because I'm fascinated.
So again, I want to, this is breaking news, folks, okay? The author of Canceling Comedians While the World Burns has canceled a comedian for, quote, being too mean. Now again, I want to say, I made a video about Ben Burgess. I was a little incendiary because I considered what they were saying to be extremely horrible and offensive. So I called him a little dumb. I called him a stupid dumb fuck or whatever. But I'm a comedian. This is what I do. I use a lot of curse words in my language because people find it funny. I apologized to Ben. He pointed this out in a Twitter DM about a week and a half ago. I apologized to him. I said, I am sorry. I just use a lot of swear words because that's what my audience likes and I like to swear. It was no personal offense, right? I apologize, you know, and then we had a conversation about January 6th, which is what our debate was supposed to be about, and then he stopped replying to me. And so now he's on the David Feldman show getting some tough questions.
Debating. You debate. I'm more interested in being an inquisitor. I think you arrive at more of a truth by performing an inquisition of your adversary. When you debate, look at me, don't read the chat room. You've debated self-avowed fascists. I mean, there are people out there who are pretty much...
Well, I don't know that I've ever debated anybody who would call themselves a fascist. I've debated people that I maybe suspect.
So I just want to say, I've debated fascists. I've debated Nazis. I've debated neo-Nazis. I've debated Trump supporters. I've debated Confederates. I've debated everyone on the right. I've tried to debate as many people on the left as I can. People on the right, they love to debate. That's their shit, right? And it's crazy because I thought Ben Burgess loved to debate too. I thought he was a debate bro. So again, why is he canceling me? It's weird.
Sympathy for fascism. But yeah, I have debated terrible people. Let me just say, let me see if I can do this in 10 seconds. If you want to know what I think about January 6th, read the article that Daniel Bessner and I wrote back in January for Jacobin. I stand by everything that we said in that article.
And it's so prescient you wrote it on January 5th.
I know, that's how good we were. Yeah, we wrote it like a week or so after the riot. But I mean, I think the rioters are the worst people.
Was this timestamp on the right section?
I have no sympathy for them. I'm certainly not anybody who has any sort of fantasy about like allying with people like that or whatever. I have no truck with that. But I think this idea that it was this event, the capital I insurrection that had a real, there was any sort of meaningful threat of like overthrowing regular institutions or anything like that, I think it's just not true. I think it was an ugly right-wing riot inspired by lies. But I don't think that it was fundamentally different from other riots that have happened.
How does it compare to the beer hall putsch? We had Mark Savasco on. He's Ted Lieu's chief of staff. We love Mark. He says something I agree with. But the beer hall putsch, Hitler ended up doing time for that, was a testing of the waters. It wasn't a failure. At first, it felt like a failure, but they wanted to see what they could get away with. And a lot of people...
I just disagree with that. I think it was a failure.
Even about the failure?
Even the beer hall putsch, I think, was a failure. I don't think that Hitler came to power because of the beer hall putsch. I think that was
cumulative. They learned from that. Would you say?
I think they learned from it. I think they learned from it in the sense that they learned that was a disastrously stupid strategy and it wouldn't get them what they wanted.
Are there people on the right who would like to see a takeover of our government?
Where does he gets around to
Are there people who supported the
thinking that there was, I think, coming from inside the building. I think that the expansion, I mean, Al-Qaeda, we're, sexuals and loose women, and them was and Muslims who would have, it's moved by who would have loved it if that happened. But I'd say that's like saying, like, yeah, were there anarchists, like left-wing anarchists who would have loved it if Chaz had somehow become a permanently independent state in Seattle? Yeah, of course. Does that mean...
I want to thank you. I've heard here a couple things. I was telling Professor Harvey J.K.
They were absolutely... absolutely, like, none of the things, by the way, that, accurate. But
Mila, again, sending me a timestamp, and it's not even the timestamp in question.
Well, Brian Sicknick related to the zip tie.
A cop dropped his zip ties, and that guy picked them up. It was photographed with him. He was a bartender who was there with his mother. He wasn't but it looked like superficially evidence of a kidnapping.
So you see,
there's no evidence of that. It's just not true.
Okay, Saul in the chat room just said, "What about the cop who got his eyes gouged?" I mean, you look at those videos; they are chilling. Something was going on.
Sure. I mean, it's also chilling that there are plenty of riots that I'm much more sympathetic to where there was more violence than there was on January 6th. Like, we don't have to go back very far. In 2020, there were plenty of riots for causes that I was much more sympathetic to, where there was way more violence than what happened on the 6th. You can find,
I disagree. Okay. What riot, by the way, took place in 2020 that involved hundreds of people being injured? Like with critical injuries. That wasn't state-inflicted violence. Yeah, there were a lot of very violent protests in 2020, but most of the violence was state-inflicted. Police brutality, tear gas, rubber bullets, actual bullets. That was most of the violence. Unless Ben subscribes to the broken window as violence theory.
I'm sure you can find people with their eyes gouged out. You can the death of Law and Order. That they need to then beer hall push. Is it? Oh, we can't take power. That's to say, by the way, that I know this is going to make you angry, but I did. My eyes did spread over the chat for like 2 seconds, and they saw that there's somebody named Andrea.
Okay. Here we go. All right, let's go. So again, the author of Canceling Comedians While the World Burns, Ben Burgess, is now going to, watch this, cancel a comedian for using naughty words.
Time. Let's continue this. Let me.
I would also say, by the way, that I know this is going to make you angry, but I did. My eyes did spread over to the chat for like 2 seconds, and they saw that there's somebody named Andrea that Milo really wants me to debate. I watched Andrea's video about this, and there was a lot of stuff about how much of an idiot I was. And
again, I want to be very clear. Ben and I exchanged direct messages where I apologized and said I'm a comedian who uses a lot of swear words because I think it's funny. So again, I want to be very clear. I apologized to him about this. In fact, let me look at the DM. I'm not going to show it to you, but let me look at the DM real quick and tell you when I apologized. So I'm going to get that for you. June 24th. June 24th. That is, oh my God, that is like 2 weeks ago. I apologized to Ben Burgess 2 weeks ago, and after apologizing, he said the debate might happen. So again, the author of Canceling Comedians While the World Burns is canceling a comedian for using too many swear words.
And how much of a grifter I was and stuff like that. And, I've done a lot of debates. I've asked a lot of people to debate me who've done it and a lot who haven't done it. If I'm trying to get somebody to debate me, that's not the way I'd talk about them. But if you can find a better representative of that point of view, I would love to argue with somebody about this. I think that.
Let me read you some of the comments in the chat room because I'm doing a better
represent. Okay, again, this is the strawest of straw mans. This is like the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen from Ben Burgess. Again, he wrote an entire book called, right, Canceling Comedians While the World Burns. The entire premise of the book was that people that are overly sensitive to comedians should probably look at things that are more important. So here we are. He is overly sensitive because a comedian said naughty words, that he doesn't want to debate actual historically relevant points of subject and interest, right? Comparing, for example, January 6th Capitol insurrection to the beer hall putsch, right? He's not interested in that. He's more interested in saying, oh, the comedian who wants to debate me was too mean.
Job of listening to the chat room. I'm not going to mention their names. At office hours, I'll ask them if they want their names read. But this is...
By the way, Mila, tell David that I'm more than happy to come on office hours tonight. Just keep me posted.
So somebody mentioned debating. Andrea who? Rovenski?
I do not remember her last name off the top of my head.
Okay, so somebody writes...
I've seen Milo mention her numerous times.
Yeah.
I watched the first couple minutes of the video.
So again, this guy's watched the first couple minutes of the video, said, "Oh, this person said too many swear words for me," and then clicked off. And then, but again, we had a conversation. Again, I'm not going to show the DMs because that's not the person I am. But we had a full conversation. We exchanged paragraphs. He wrote to me a paragraph. I wrote to him a paragraph. I apologized for being too mean in my video. I said I use a lot of swear words because I'm a comedian. I apologize. I said, okay. He said after that DM conversation, he said, okay, maybe we'll talk about it in the future. Then he ghosts me for 2.5 weeks. This is why am I in this situation? This is normally something I go look at online. This is like a Steven Crowder, Jimmy Dore kind of like territory that Ben Burgess is getting on, where he's afraid to debate someone. For what reason?
Okay, Saul writes that they were a few minutes away from grabbing Pence and Pelosi. Somebody else writes, huh? Okay. There literally is no analog to this on the left, none.
Again, I don't understand in what sense that's supposed to be true. I mean, that there are certainly left-wing riots that have resulted in more violence than this.
Again, left-wing riots. Also, why is Ben Burgess doing the fucking both sides? Oh, there's no difference between left-wing rioters and right-wing rioters. As if the reason why people are protesting is an entire... One group is protesting because cops keep murdering people unarmed in the street in broad daylight. The other group is mad that Orange Man lost the election. Those are not the same.
I don't...
All right, we're keeping the Hirschenfelds. Let me just read these.
I don't understand the claim, and I don't understand what the significance of the claim is supposed to be.
Okay. The eyes gouged out. Saul writes pipe bombs. One cop lost 3 fingers. Pipe bombs. 2 cops committed suicide. 65 Capitol cops have resigned.
Man, that sounds so much like what right-wingers have been saying for the last year. Look at all these riots and look at all the cops that have resigned after these riots because everybody's going to talk bad about them. Like, I don't know. I mean, somehow...
Okay. So, the right-wing riot is not that bad because right-wingers said that cops should resign, and cops resigned after right-wingers chewed their fingers off. What?
Okay.
1-6 turns good progressives into Blue Lives Matter people.
Let's do this. Take on my listeners next week because they seem people are saying,
I love you, but it's absolutely not whataboutism. It's an application of minimal consistency.
No, it is whataboutism, you dumbass. And oh my God, I'm so sorry. Did I use a naughty word? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Can someone, editor, can you please bleep out the word that I just used, please? I don't want Ben Burgess to get offended by my naughty language. Again, the author of Canceling Comedians While the World Burns is canceling a comedian and refusing to debate because they use naughty words.
Next week, to be continued.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Ben Burgess is the host of Give Them an Argument.
I'm sorry. I mean, again, this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. This is, straight up embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Ben, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I was trying to be nice to you. I was trying to be nice to you. Again, let me read out our conversation. So, okay. My response. I am a comedian first and foremost, so I use a lot of swears. My apologies, bud. I like to swear laughing emoji. That's what I said. I said that on June 24th. June 24th, I apologized. And then afterward, he said he might debate me. After my apology. And then weeks afterward, he said he might debate me. And then at some point, a week and a half afterward, he said nope. And then now we went on the David Feldman show and said no. It's not like he reached out to me and I said, fuck you, Ben. Fuck you. How dare you say... that's not what I said in DMs. Again, this is grifter behavior. Again, he's mad that I called him a grifter. This is grifter behavior. You are more popular than me, therefore you can't gain anything by debating me. Therefore, you want to debate someone who's more popular than you? That's grifter territory. That's textbook grifter. And before you do the hypocrisy or what... I'm a grifter too! Why do you think I'm trying to debate you? You said something stupid. Someone came to me and said you should try to debate him. I said, okay. And that's where we started this whole thing. Of course I want to debate you. Why the fuck? But again, you can't say I'm not a grifter 1 minute and then say, oh, I know that I made my entire career about how cancel culture is bad. By the way, Andrea's canceled for calling me a dumb fuck. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, man. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Again, and if someone wants to link this video to Ben Burgess so that he doesn't watch more than 30 seconds of it because he's a little cowardly beta male, okay, feel free. But, and again, if you want to change your mind, Ben, I'll take back my comments. But this is embarrassing. And again, I've got your book. I've got one of them anyway. In fact, you know, it's right over here. Hold up. I got it right over here. Check this out. Look at this. Look at that. I got your book. I have read it. Sure, it only took me 2 hours to read, but I have the book, so it's not like I'm a hater, bro. I'm not a hater. I just, like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, this is why they always tell you never meet your heroes. Not to say Ben Burgess was a hero of mine. But this is why they tell you never to meet your heroes. Because when you meet your heroes, you find out they're little fucking beta males. Like, that's what you find out. That's what happens when you meet your heroes. They turn out to be cowardly little bitches. And again, there's a lot of people that would want to debate me that I wouldn't be interested in debating. But I'm not going to play footsies for fucking a month with them and say, maybe I'll debate you. Oh, you're mean to me. Okay. Oh, you apologized. Okay. Well, maybe I'll debate you, even though you were mean to me, but you already apologized, so it's okay. Okay, maybe I'll debate you. Well, maybe I won't debate you. And then like a week later, no, I won't debate her. I won't debate her. Like again, it's embarrassing. This is embarrassing. So feel free to send this to Ben Burgess. He won't watch it, but send it to him anyway. Feel free, again, and I want to be very clear. I'm going to be very clear, okay? This is some beta male shit. That being said, if you do want to tweet at Ben Burgess, don't be too mean. Don't, like, you know, don't make him dig his heels in. Okay? Don't make him dig his heels in. Right? Say, hey, you wrote a book called Canceling Comedians While the World Burns. Why are you trying to cancel a comedian for using naughty words? Say that. Tweet at him right now. Tag me in it. Tag him in it. Ask him, why are you canceling comedians while the world burns? Didn't you write a book about that? Reel on. Careful. He seems to be a fan of reading chat. If you link this, he's going to see it. I'm going to do a clip, and that doesn't have the live chat. So you're good. You're good. Unless he goes back to watch the podcast link. So is there any more of this?
Fantastic. For a July 4th vacation week, you really got my juices going. There's Dr. Philip Hirschenfeld. Hello, Dr. Burns. Okay, and also...
All right. Again, that was embarrassing. I apologize for David Feldman having to get in the middle of that. But that was embarrassing. That was really bad. And again, I'm telling you, never meet your heroes. You can meet me, though, because I'm pretty awesome. But aside from me, don't meet anyone else. Because I got, like, again, they're not great. Not great. I don't know what to tell you, so... Wow. Like, again, I literally, like, the guy wrote a whole book about that. Like, that's the thing that's just, it's baffling to me. Mila? You know, fuck it. Mila, do you want to try to do a surprise moment where David Feldman brings me on next Thursday? Canceling comedians while the world burns, folks. I'm just like, I'm so shocked. I'm shocked. All right, folks. I have decided to make an incendiary tweet. What's the headline today? That basically is the headline today. Wait, it's 5 p.m. Eastern? I thought it was 8 p.m. Eastern. Are you sure it's not 5 p.m. Pacific? Anyway, folks, I'm going to end the show today. Again, no one saw anything. No one knows what the hell you're talking about. I would like to reiterate that, you know, I have nothing to reiterate. I don't know, man. Like, Ben Burgess is cringe. The show is pretty decent. Are you sure it's 5 p.m.? Because if it's 5 p.m., I can't make it. I thought it was 8. Why did he switch the time? Wait, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Mila, what the fuck are you doing? Alright, everyone, don't listen to Mila. She's clearly not in a stable state of mind. But yeah, we'll get into, I've got some other drama queued up. Some Glenn Greenwald cringe. I might delve into that tomorrow. I'm so sorry. But definitely, you know, I don't even, like, I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that the author of a book called Canceling Comedians While the World Burns would cancel it. I'm shocked by that. I am shocked. Like, that is shocking. That is awing. That is just like all kinds of... it's embarrassing, it is. Okay, so it's 8 p.m. Eastern. If that's the case, I should be able to make it to David Feldman's show tonight. If he'll let me, if I'm allowed. But either way, thank y'all. Y'all have a good one. I will see you again very, very soon. In fact, I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Also, Letter Hack on Wednesday. Check it out, folks.
Defended him on his bad joke because I have standards and I have principles.
Oh yeah, you're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you.
We've ended the war on American energy. We were in war. And we've ended the war on beautiful, clean coal, one of our great natural resources. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, everybody comes in, your grandmother here.
So notice something. I defended him on his bad joke because I have standards and I have principles.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools, triple the amount of money we spend from $15 to $45 billion a year. Give every single teacher a raise, an equal raise of getting out of the $60,000 level. Number two, make sure that we bring in to help the student, the teachers deal with the problem that come from home, school, not daycare, school. We bring social workers in to help. They don't know quite what to do. play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night.
That is an opinion of somebody, and that is a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves how to take a position.
Then I have an Article 2 where I have the right to do whatever I want as president, but I don't even talk about that.